we're back and doing better than ever. Cool. So I forgot where I left off. I think I was showing you guys the back end. Yeah, so we have authentication. That's basically login, users, getting users, and then I probably need to make like an admin control panel. So that's after I like hook everything up and get it working. For pre-beta, I'm gonna make an admin panel that'll kind of have an interface that'll make it easy for me to adjust things on the fly. But projection wise, I think we're looking at 4 to 6 weeks. So I want to have everything in working order within 4 to 6 weeks. And yeah, so I think I went over everything, all the pages, I think. Um, yeah. I'm pretty satisfied. This is pretty comprehensive, and I have not been, you know, doing software development for very long. The last time I was like seriously working on coding was in high school, and then in college it was kind of just like, using MATLAB and whatever to interface with like engineering equipment, MATLAB and Python. But yeah, so I think for the rest of the day, I think till, well, not the rest of the day, but till 2 p.m., I'm gonna try and one, connect the AI to the coaching page. Two, make it so that the coaching page is not blocked by anything. So those are my objectives, and yeah, you guys, I'll just kind of take you along for the ride. I should probably open up a chat. I need to install desk pins, bro. Life tip: if you ever have like a window that you need to keep in the front of something, use desk pins. It's pretty good. You just kind of click on the window and then it keeps it on the top. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna download that ish right now. Desk pins. Boom. Yes. Create start menu. I don't need to start it with Windows. Sure. Sure. Close. And I'll go to desk pins. I'll open up this guy. And this is how I move it around. I will go to desk pins. It's over here. Enter pin mode. Pinned. Boom. So now this guy, I can kind of shrink it, but I'll see, like, if people are messaging, I'll be able to see it no matter where I am. So yeah, something cool. All right. And where were we? Oh yeah, working on this guy. So workflow wise, I'm trying to leverage AI as much as possible to make my life easy, right? So I have Copilot, which is like very well integrated into the actual IDE. But then I also kind of outsource things to ChatGPT too. So I kind of run these things in parallel. So I have my idea, right? And I say, okay, how do I work on this, right? How do I connect everything together? And let's just do uh, let's work to connect the AI mentor API to the front end coaching page. Also, we need to make okay. So, right, I have a objective, like large scale, big picture objective. I need to connect the mentor API to my coaching page, right? ask GPT. GPT will, do its processing, whatever. Um, boom, boom, boom. Cool. So this kind of gives me an idea of, okay, this is what you're going to need to do. It may not be a perfect one-to-one, but this is the general idea. So it introduces me to the concepts, the functions, what kind of calls I'm going to be needing to make. And then what I'll do is, okay, boom, I know all this stuff. Let's go into the agent, and let's say, so I guess the first order of business is to diagnose these problems. Okay. My coaching page has issues. I'm connect the page assistant chat window to the Weston AI backend. Trying to do this. I probably need to set up a web socket. If this is not the case, let me know. All right, so I can kind of dual process things. I can be looking, okay, boom. This is what I know I'm going to need to be doing down the pike. I already set up all these calls in the API. And get Weston, blah, blah, blah. Cool. All right. So this is working and that's working at the same time. And then I can kind of just chill, vibe out. See what Copilot comes up, see if it matches with what GPT volunteered, and then we kind of iterate from there. Okay. I should have probably also given it access to my code base, but integration doesn't need WebSockets. Okay, cool. Fix your coaching page to properly connect the endpoints. So I guess the benefit for me in doing something like this is that I don't have to be an expert in every language to be able to generate a product, right? The downside is I don't necessarily know exactly what it is that I'm doing all the time, right? Because a lot of this is copy and pasting code. Some of it is using an agent that'll kind of apply edits, and then I can kind of parse through and say accept this, reject this. So it takes a lot of that burden off of me, but I also acknowledge that, I'm not building knowledge as quickly, right? And that comes from running into errors. So the more errors that I run into, the more I sort of learn and understand what exactly the AI is trying to do and get a bigger picture of that. Let me just go and see what the changes. Okay, just change some comments. And then okay, so it changed how we do messaging. So it took, boom, 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 boom. Cool. Took this out of the stringify request body. Where is that defined? Message prompt session ID, boom. Message prompt session ID, stats history. Yeah, okay, so that should match better. And then I think those were all the edits. Cool. So we keep that. Check the browser console for detailed error messages. Look at your backend logs. Okay. boom, boom, boom. All right. Now let's make sure the login register is working from front end to back end. All right, we want to make sure that the that people can log in. So let's go back here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull these two out, and these will be kind of my I guess side tangent, right? I started in Replit, then I migrated to VS Code because you know, you get throttled for how much generative stuff you can do. Check the API connectivity. Okay, can't do that because okay, it's assuming that I'm in Linux and not Windows. But yeah, so started in Replit, moved to VS Code. Replit was cool, but I didn't. One, the dependencies that it installs are a little bit outdated, and so when I was like kind of corroborating things with ChatGPT, the code that I would get would be designed to interface with dependencies that maybe versions of the dependencies that I might already be using in my project, but are later on. And so there were, I don't know what the right word, I don't think it's congruency, but basically like version mismatch errors. And so that like was running rampant through everything, made it very difficult for me to work on my project once I ran out of Replit credits. So I said, okay, I'm going to migrate to kind of a more traditional IDE, use VS Code. It still kind of has the AI integration, but one, it's faster. Two, I just kind of know what's happening and have a better feel for what's going on. So that kind of worked for me. Okay, so it looks like we got our edits. First, we got rid of base URL. We already know what this is, right? Good. That's good. Two, we got rid of the throw if response is not okay. Okay, so if the message it's sending is not good, what is the response though? API interface the response to a request. Okay. Constant text rest status text. Okay. Let's add the description here as well. Clients for React query. Okay, so then we have this guy. If reading the text fails, use status text. Okay, I'm okay with that. Now we're getting rid of this, and we adjusted it. Auth refresh. Okay, so if we need to refresh the request if an error occurred. Okay. Create a new response. We consume the body with text. Okay. 6. Okay. So stop at 6. Okay, 6. Boom. So just changing that. Okay. Boom. Attempting registration. So better logging. Okay. So updating the V1 auth logout. Nice. Okay. So it's just updating the path, right? So the issue is that in my front end, when I log in with my I get a login failed, right? And these are my admin login credentials, right? So this is the process of debugging that. part of the troubleshooting is, okay, are the calls to the API going to the right path, i.e. the routes that I have defined over here in authentication, are the routes defined consistently, and are the calls and like the listening routes consistent, right? So login, we can actually go and check, right? Go into auth. So this is the full path, right? So this is what should be getting called whenever the front end needs to call this path to the local host on port 3000 to basically do the login handshake or whatever, right? So, oh man, this guy has been chugging away. But I still kind of need to be looking at these. Okay. So just updated all the paths basically. Before it was relative. We just switched it to become, let me make sure that was right. User. Good. Users, get user profile. Update user. API user ID. It should be user. This is why you go back and double check, because that should be singular. This should be user service. What does this do? What is it calling? It's calling this one. So it'd be user. Okay, so this should actually be users. I think that makes sense. It should be plural, but I need to change the route in my users. Okay, me. Do I have another? What's going on here? API. Here we go. Users. Okay, and then go back to users. Prefix should be users. All right, and then I'm gonna refresh this. Maybe that didn't do anything. Maybe I have to go and restart the back end. This is the front end. This is the back end. So let's restart the back end. Started it up. Boom. Reload that bit. And we can see that the changes that we made were updated, right? Users was changed to plural, which I think makes sense. So now hopefully the pathing should be good and the handshakes should be working. So let's go ahead and, oh, I forgot to do this. Whoops. Uh-oh. That might be why I'm not, if people are talking, I'm not seeing anything. All right, that's good. Looks like that's good. And it looks like that's good. All right, and then do I need to do anything else on this? I don't know. I saw, I think maybe I'm schizophrenic, but I thought I saw something. So let's see this guy. Nothing in here? Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure I'm not leaving anyone high and dry. Because it was eating away at me. It was like, oh man, I have people watching, or like interacting, and I just wasn't seeing the messages, so I felt kind of bad. But it's cool. That's not the case. So we'll just keep on chugging. But yeah, so we're just trying to diagnose this issue, right? So those changes should be good. I like them. I'm gonna keep them. Hopefully this doesn't break the front end. But let's give it a go. response text is not defined. Another thing for debugging is going into the console and looking at all of this stuff. Boom. And what I'll do is I'll go over here, test the auth systems. Maybe I need to reload the I'll reload the front and the back, and I'll close all the save. Start up the back, start up the front, and then okay, and then navigate to auth debug in your application. Let's see. 404, page not found. Maybe we can go over here. Not found. Okay, interesting. So that ish is not working. Docs. Boom. Okay, the fave icon thing is not working. That's fine. Okay, so we're getting the same errors. So we updated the proxy. We enhanced the auth components. We added debugging tools. It should be okay. So I didn't actually set up the route for the authentication debugging page. So that's what we need to go and do. We need to go into our client, go to, we got the auth debugging page. So this is what it's called. Call that B. Then we go into, not the API, I think this guy. And we'll just make another route, right? Paste it here so I don't lose it. Excusez-moi, component. Then I need to import it. We'll call this auth debug. Boom. Reload. Still not found. Interesting. It says development mode. No access token. What if I just go to debug, right? There we go. Boom. Alright, so let's move this. Okay, user status not logged in. Access token, no access token. Test login. Alright. Let's test this. Okay. One or more of the mappers failed to initialize. Okay. Still not working. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's look at this. What I'm gonna do is copy all this stuff, man. Copy all of it. And say, hey. Hey, buddy. This is the error I'm getting. What's a monitor? This is my error. Alright. Fix this. Outsourcing everything. Work smarter, not harder, right? That is the plan. Oh, it's loading up. I need to get some liquid. So I'll be back. What I'll do is I'll move the scene over and I'll mute myself, and you guys can enjoy the background music, hopefully. Alright, we back. We back at it. Alright. Okay. Add a back ref to inventory item. Wait. Product. I don't think it. Wait, why would a product need an inventory item ID? That don't make sense, brother. Brother May. It don't make sense. So the circular dependency. Inventory item has an inventory. An inventory item is also a product. But a product is not necessarily an inventory item. An inventory item can be a product. A product is not always inventory item. Let's try logging in again though. This guy. Actually, this is dumb. Cool. Let's refresh this. Let's go into the terminal. We look at the. Let's copy all of these, brother. Screenshot these, add that, add the code base, and okay, I think that's good. Still getting the same. Alright, let's try this again. Maybe the third time is the charm. One or more mappers fail to. Okay. Broken. Still broken. Error. Copy that. So I just copied over the entire console to VS Code. Hopefully it will be able to identify the issue. We know that it starts in the coaching page, but one, there's a is authenticated issue. Does not exist on this type. Also, the mentor status does not exist on user without password. Yeah, mentor underscore status. There we go. Fix that one. Is authenticated. Circular dependency problem. Okay. Use string reference. Okay, now we need to update inventory model. added some comments, got rid of, okay, cool. That looks better. That also looks better. Now we need to initialize the models related to the order in which the models are loaded. Let's update the imports in the initialize. So I'm also going to need to basically, yeah, I was about to say, we're missing a good bit. Order, okay, get rid of inventory, move it there, keep that. I'm also gonna need to import, I'm gonna need to import all the models, man. What the hell? I'm gonna need to import, got analytics, assessment, event habit, analytics, assessment, event habit, inventory, mentor, mix-ins, I don't think I need to import the mix-in. Well, fuck it. From app models, mix-ins, import mix-in. Well, this is not even used, so I don't need that. Is admin used? I don't think so either. Let's say, well, we'll just keep it. What about user? Did I even, okay, I did. I imported user refresh token, blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's updating this. I should probably, I'm gonna ask the agent to do this, but import, I'm just gonna say prompt for the agent, import any models that are used by the agent that are used. Maybe I could even write a script to do this. We would just read all these and then import the stuff that's yeah. And just read all the stuff. Brain ain't working. Need some water. Okay, yeah, that'll do it. I think that's what was breaking my whole thing, is that I wasn't importing all these models. I don't need that. I need to do Weston chat log, Weston session, right? Chat log session. All the other stuff should be good. Model init. What the hell? Well, that's basically what I was doing here. Alright, now why are we doing this? So it's got the order right, I guess. So this is one of those things where I'm gonna just ask it to clarify why is it doing the thing that it's doing. We can keep that one. But why do I need this Python file if I already have a initialize file, right? Just edit this one. That's what makes sense. network error. Let's go over here. Let's go over here, brother. Maybe I should just. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I got no clue, brother. That imports all the endpoints. I didn't import them, that's why. I need to make a script to do that. Let's make scripts to ensure that I import all. Let's make a script to help me import all the necessary endpoint models etc in the for the main.py file. Seems like the Weston chat log session and I don't know, chat log session models aren't imported in the init file. Period. I'm gonna say also the model init seems redundant since we already init. So let's consolidate. Boom. And anything else? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright, we're gonna let that churn. We're gonna let that churn and I'm gonna play around in OBS while we let that churn out. Let's add screen window VS Code. Code. Cool. And then I'll move it to the back. Yeah. Mic. Webcam. Okay. Hope you create a script to manage imports. Okay. Model importer. What does this do? Okay. What does this do? Starts the importer, tells you what the updated, and then okay, so it copies the copy the contents of the scripts to the top of your main. What the hell? Where's my scripts? Copy the contents of the scripts main import. I'm not seeing that at all. Where the hell is that? Nowhere to be found, brother. Yeah, this thing's bugging. Let's go back though. Model importer. Then it says from app.models, initialize, import this into your main. Call example. Initialize, okay. Okay. I'll just say Python scripts model importer. Why is this going back, dude? Okay. So we did that. It's fine. Updated this. Okay, so this updates the initialize, which is good. Updated your this thing to import models in the correct order. Created a new file with endpoints. Wait, what endpoints did it give me? It said main imports. Weston AI. Okay. Cool. I agree. Definitely agree. Now let's update your main file to use these improved imports and initialization. Cool. Okay. So we're updating. Oh, my bad. I can get rid of this. Get rid of it. Who's tuning in? We got one Twitch and one Kick. I wish I could see who's tuning in. I bet there's functionality for that. Toggle. Okay. Chat bots, emotes wall. Let's explore this. Session options. Okay. Settings. No. No. Okay, that's cool. That's good. This is my init here. Okay. So all functionality has been consolidated into this. You can go here. Model initialization test failed. Integer. Ah, I knew this would come back. So this was another thing that I was dealing with yesterday, was that I was using integers as the type. So for all users have an ID, and I was using the type of object that I was using to store those IDs was the integer object. But I was getting recommended by, I think, ChatGPT to use UUID, which I don't really know why it's better. I think it has something to do with cookies, and like you can basically carry along more information using that way. So it looks like we're going to have to migrate. Yeah. did it for me, which is perfect. And this might have to be done. This is users.py. This is also, wait, okay. Continue. Failure again. User ID, user settings. Okay, so I could probably jump the gun here and say all of this needs to be replaced with this line. I can just anticipate this is what I'm gonna need. User settings. So this is what I think it's gonna do. That's my prediction. Let's see if I'm right. Continue. Let's continue to iterate. Did it do it? It did. See, boom, boom, boom. Foreign key, cascade, nullable. Yeah. So it's gonna need to do that for all the user stuff. So I should probably just jump the gun and go into all my models, user ID, do the same thing. Because I know this is going to give me an error. What did P? Okay, and I guess I just didn't import it. No. What did I have to import here? Oh. Why did I? What the? Why am I doing this? That's dumb. This. Why is this PUUIG? This should just be UUID. Why do we need to make things overly complicated? We don't. Keep them. Keep them. And let's just make sure I did that correctly. Let's just make this UUID, bro. Then I can just import it. Easy. But did I have to do UUID 4? No. But this is what I have to import. Okay. User, what about user stat? Same thing. That. Okay. So we got that out the way. ID should probably also be UUID. Yeah, all this is going to need to be done. So instead of an integer, this is gonna have to be UUID. You can keep like task IDs and stuff the same, I think, but I'm pretty sure all user IDs need to be stored. We need to change the type. Whoops. I hit caps lock by accident. Okay, reward, user ID. This needs to be this. Quest, same thing. Product. Do I have a user ID in here? I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't. Because products aren't tied to users, only orders and inventory items are tied to users. So that's what we're changing. This needs to be imported from Squalchemy. Squalchemy. Yeah. If I just go like that and get rid of that. Cool. Same thing. I don't. Okay, that's good. mentor ID, that could be a number. I think that's okay. This could be UUID, ID, mentor session, ID. But this is, if this is users.id, this is gonna have to be a UUID. This should probably also be a UU. So the mentor ID is also gonna have to be it. Okay. Alright. Because a mentor is a type of user. Oops. Mentor review. Mentor. Wait. Mentor ID. Okay, cool. Boom. User ID. Mentor ID. Boom. Saying UUID instead of IUD is scrambling me a little bit. Okay. Inventory. An inventory should have a user ID. One specific. It should be. This should be tied to a user. Yeah. Okay. An inventory. Boom. And then we can go ahead and import it. And go to the habit. And whoops. Go ahead and change that. We go to event. Change that. Go to assessment. This is definitely tied to a user. Maybe not. Assessment question. Assessment user ID. And analytics. And this. Cool. So we did all that. I think we're gonna need to go into the endpoints and also adjust ID stuff, because this is also gonna have to be UUID. Oh God. I done goofed, man. What if I just search for ID? I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is like, I gotta search for user underscore ID. And boom, 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 boom. And it'll just find it for me. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna go. Okay, it's fine. Alright, that's actually fine. That's fine. Got 9 calls. Unless I'm. Okay. This should be here. Then I got to import it. Well, let's just go to top and import the thing. Okay, cool. That's good. Events. It's fine. Habits. It's fine. Marketplace, nothing. Mentors, nothing. It's fine. That's the dope thing about building things to be modular, is that even though, like, I made a change to
the user class, right? I changed the type of object that the ID is stored in. All I had to do was update the models that called that specific um, user model and read the ID. I just had to change the type of the variable that's storing it. And then in my endpoints, because everything is just kind of using reference tags, I'm not having to make a whole lot of changes, which is kind of cool. Boom. Okay, this is where things might get a little janky. This guy. Okay. Cool. Cool. And then Weston AI perfect. So what I'm gonna do is close, save, save and close and save and close and save, close and save and close. Save and close, 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 save and close. Alright, save it. Alright, let's run that bit. Model initial workhorse DB. Yo. User stats. Why would it? What the hell is this? Undo. No. No. Nah, brother. Brother. Says UUID is not defined. Alright, maybe it's time to let. Okay. Okay. Looks like it's gonna have to do that for all the other models. So I guess I needed to create an alias for UUID and also import UUID4. Well, so it's gonna look for all the other models that reference that I just spent 5 minutes fixing, and it's going to update the imports as well as the reference. So that's nice. So I'll let it do that. Let it do that. Yeah. Man, I'm friggin' tired. Been up since like 5. Get up. I mean, should be up at 4:30, but I slept through my alarm. So I should be feeling good. I should be feeling wired, but I'm not. Feeling pretty fatigued. Who's watching me on Twitch, brother? Who out here is on Twitch? Let's see. There's got to be a way to see people, to see who's vibing with the tribe. Settings, identity. I gotta move this, brother. Okay. Preview. It's me. I gotta make this taller. There's no scroll bar. Okay. Sure, we'll show timestamps. View. I don't know, man. Continue. Order. Okay. Did I give it? Okay, I did give it the code base. To get a list of viewers in, what's this thing called? Social stream. Socialplug.io, brother. I'm not really vibing with it. Stream manager. Yeah, man, I'm stalking y'all. Figuring out who's in this bit. Settings. No, no, no. Let's move this over. Wait. No, dude. What the heck? I lost track. Damn it. Let's move this down. And we go. I thought I have that. I don't. Alright, I do now. Dude, but I already have OBS, bro. Oh my gosh. Wait, this is Streamlabs. This is not Stream Elements. Why are these things called... Why are these things redundant like that? Oh, that grinds my gears. Keep. Oh, God. Where do I find it? Where do I find it? I'm gonna find you. Stream Elements, brother. Stream Elements. How to find a list of viewers. Viewer queue module. What? I also need to do the filler word, I need to make a filler word counter
and bind it to a macro so I can just update it in real time. What's going on here? Let's just close all the save things. And I still have those two problems that I need to fix. But I think the goal for today is one, fix this back end stuff that I'm working on now. Two, resolve the two front end problems, like syntax issues I'm having. Or maybe not syntax, but low level issues. And then three, stretch goal, get the Weston Wanderlust chat integrated with the front end. I really want to get that. If I can do that today, I'll be motivated enough. I'll probably just like grind super hard and finish out the system AI. I'll try to. Damn it! I hit undo. Shit. View all the edits. Approve. Keep them. Keep them. Shoot. What was I saying? I was saying if I can knock this out today, if I can get this integrated today, and I'm gonna probably work on this tonight when I get back from the gym. Although I do have some obligations, I'm gonna be tied up. But I could work on my laptop. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and get some of this done on my laptop while I'm working tonight. Finish this. Finish those three deliverables. Let me write that down. So deliverable 1, fix backend. Deliverable 2, fix front end, i.e. i.e. the TypeScript errors, syntax, etc. And 3 is integrate Western chat with front end UI. So that is what's on the docket. I wrote it down so I can be keeping track of it. So I can be still seeing this ish. Okay, so we did all those. Man, I feel like I'm gonna crash, bro. I need to get some fruit in me or something. Energy is just in the tank right now. User stat. This didn't fucking save, dude. Oh, I'm about to crash. That's saved. That's saved. This didn't save, so I need to do reward. I need to do reward. I need to do That's it. Reward and analytics are what I need to do. So it's gonna find it in reward, it's gonna find it in analytics, and it found it in user. Oh boy. Nice. Yep. Then it's gonna go into analytics, right? Did it do the analytics thing? No? What I'm finna do, I'll just jump the gun on it since I know it's coming. Boom. Alright. Keep, continue. Woo! It's working! There we go! Alright, let's run the back end. Okay, 26 models, baby. Alright. And then let's run the back end. Let's run it. Let's make sure this is working. Okay. Error. Trying to run my backend, but I'm running into the following error. Let's say, remember, we added a main imports script and whatnot. Can you give me instructions for how to run my backend? Looking for which scripts to run first. Which scripts to run when I start a dev session. Then which scripts to run to actually test the backend. Cool. And then I hope I don't run out of tokens here. That would suck. I just jinxed myself. But it's all good. It's all goody in the hoodie. Friggin' jinxed myself. Tool semantic search. Lord have mercy. Alright, let's change it to, wait. Let's change it to 3.5. Let's make it a code base. Let's go to that. Reload. Nothing? Alright. Well, I'm going to just copy and paste and do it again. Why the fuck am I getting this error? Say, take a picture of this. need to stand up. I need to stand up and walk around. Also, I need to get an apple. That's what I'm gonna do. Rate limited. I knew it. Okay. So nice. This will be a good kind of pausing moment. So I'm already hitting the end of my rope. So, and it's basically one. So we'll wrap up the stream for today. Just know that I'm gunning for having the virtual AI assistant integrated by the end of today. So we work on this when I get back from the gym, and next Wednesday you guys will see something cool. Hopefully I'll have that done, and then I'll have also tied the back end to the front end, and they'll be communicating. And I guess the intermediary step is making sure that my databases are planned out and set up correctly. But you know, barring all unanticipated disruptions, I have something pretty cool for you guys next Wednesday. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow is the deep dive. I'm gonna be back on the routine, everyday streaming. I know the video. I'm not even gonna try and promise the videos. The videos are not coming. They're not coming this week. I've been off my game, and I've really hit kind of a flow. And my motivation is high for this Workhorse project. So I'm just gonna try and ride it out. I'm gonna dedicate all my spare time and energy into this project. So once I hit a good, once I get the pre-beta out, I'll be able to dedicate so much more time to the streams and the content side of things. So I think that's gonna be the plan. We're gonna dedicate a lot more stuff to, what the fuck am I saying? I'm saying I'm going to lock in and really focus on the Workhorse project, and then I'll start kind of dabbling in the streaming and video content generation. Because I just, like, on one hand, I want to do it and I want to do it consistently, but on the other hand, it's like, do I want to just be consistently putting out garbage when I'm not actually treating it like, a hobby or a craft or a skill that I'm developing, like I am with Workhorse, right? Every day that I'm working on Workhorse, I'm like learning more, I'm making progress. But what I feel like when I'm putting out videos and streaming to a certain degree, but less so. When I'm doing those things, I'm not putting forth the same intentionality, right? And this all goes back to that juice is loose mantra that we kind of made at the beginning of the channel, right? Justify, understand, integrate, control, enhance. I don't fucking know. But I want to live by that, right? And ultimately, like, I don't want to be doing something and just putting out like a substandard product, service, content. So I'm gonna hone in. I'm gonna dial in on the Workhorse. Then I'm gonna dial in on the content, and then we'll have like a kind of well-oiled machine, and we can kind of be moving and grooving. But for now, it's the game plan. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. The one Kick viewer and the one Twitch viewer. I don't know who you are. I can't see you. I was trying to figure out who you were. It would be funny if it was myself and I had it open on another browser, which I hope is not the case, but it might be the case. But I appreciate you. Hope you got something. I hope this was I don't know, entertaining, useful, whatever. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay sexy, stay juicy.